Hey everybody, it's Erin from Ready Set Homestead. Gonna get ready to make some dinner tonight. We're gonna have some burgers, fried potatoes, a little bit of corn on a cob, and then for dessert we're just gonna cut up some nice fruit. Stay tuned as we go ahead and take you through a little bit of dinner. Okay, so right here on the cutting board, I have just one onion. It's a nice, just yellow onion. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start by dicing that up. Take off your tops and bottoms. Of course, we want to take it, toss it right in our compost bin. Give this a quick rough dice. Doesn't have to be perfect. Trick you want to do when you're cutting anything is you want to curl your fingers like this. You don't want to put your hands flat like that. If you come down wrong, goodbye to your fingers. Keep your fingers like this because when you bring your knife down, you're more likely to bump into your knuckles and give yourself a little bit of room there. I come from a long line of industrial cooks. My grandfather was a cook in the Navy, ran his own different food establishments for many years. My dad too, same thing, so it's in my blood. On my mom's side too. So alright, so we're just gonna rough chop these onions right here. And we're gonna push them aside. In fact, I'm just gonna throw them on a plate real quick. Make it a bowl, why not? There's the oven ready for our burgers. We don't have a grill, so we're just going to run them through the broiler today. Okay. Next, we're going to take our potatoes. We just got some nice russets right here that we scrubbed up real quick. Now you can peel your potatoes or just leave them with the peel on. I prefer to leave the peels on. I'm kind of lazy like that, number one, but I also think it adds a little bit of flavor and texture. Definitely adds texture. So this, we're going to make sure we take off things like that little black spot there, and then again that goes right in the compost. And then for this size of potatoes, you just want to give them a nice slice. We want them about that thick, about quarter inch or so. Maybe a little more. That guy's a little thick. We'll give him a little bit of a slice. Okay, this size of potato, you probably want to cut in the middle. This got a bad spot on the end here. We'll just get rid of that. Cut them down the middle like so. Here you find you got another bad spot here. We'll just give that a little quick slice off. And after that, same thing. Some nice slices. Keep your knives very, very sharp when you go to cook. They make every bit of difference in how your knife goes through things, and they're also a lot safer. Dull knife is a dangerous knife. So, I'm going to take a minute and chop up all the rest of these potatoes, and we'll be back in just a minute, get them frying up. Ahead and we sliced up all our potatoes. Got some bigger ones we cut on the bias. These will cook a little bit differently, so it'll give a little bit more texture to our finished product. So let's get over to the stove. It's starting to get heated up. not quite hot yet, so we're going to go ahead and get started with some nice butter there. That's about 2-3 tablespoons. We're also going to go ahead and add about that same amount of bacon grease as well. If you're not saving your bacon grease, you are missing out on a good source of flavor, a great source of good fat. I know bacon's got kind of a bad rap in some circles, but natural fat like that is actually really good for you. Same with butter. I would never use in my kitchen any kind of vegetable oil, any kind of hydrogenated oils, shortening, nothing. Lard, bacon fat, butter, natural fats. We also use coconut olive oil too, if the recipe makes sense, but this is what we're doing today. All right, so down here in the pan, we've got our bacon grease all melted and our butter as well. We're gonna go ahead and add our onions. Careful when you add stuff into a pan of hot oil like this. You don't wanna burn yourself. Whoop, I wanna back up there a little bit. All right. Let that start to come up to temperature. We want to make sure that the onions get nice and brown before we go ahead and add in the potatoes. Rolling. All right, so over here in the bowl, we're going to go ahead and get started on our burgers while those onions fry up some. Got about a little over 2 pounds, not quite 2.5 pounds of ground beef here in the bowl. To that, we're going to go ahead and add a package of onion soup mix. This I showed you the other day on our big grocery haul. And this is basically all the seasonings that you need for some amazing burgers right in one. So you want to just go ahead and knead that right in there. Mix that all around really well. Apologies to any of our vegetarian friends who might have tuned in. Okay. And that about like so. And that's all your seasonings mixed in there pretty good. I need a little bit more, I suppose. There we go. And that, again, has all your salt, has all your seasonings, and the onion soup, of course, right in there in that one packet. So then we're going to go ahead and divide this up. About equal portions here. They come out a little bigger, a little smaller, doesn't matter much. All right. So you want to piece your burgers together. Make sure you leave a little pop right in the middle there. Just pop that center down some. When they cook, that'll puff up. And you don't want that. Now, I find with burgers, you don't want to mash them together real hard. I find that if you do that, they tend to get kind of tough on the outside and not particularly delicious. So you just kind of shape it lightly, give it a smash, and pop that middle down. So I'm going to go ahead and do these real quick. Get them in a broiler. We'll check back in a couple minutes. All right, so our onions have browned up pretty good. I wish y'all could smell this. It smells so good with that butter and that bacon dripping in here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start adding in your potatoes. Now be really careful when you do this. If they're at the least bit damp, you run the risk of your oil starting to splatter some. So you kind of want to stand back a little ways when you do this. Just be real careful. And what you're going to do is you're putting those potatoes in there. You want to kind of stir them and spin them around and make sure that you're getting that oil on there on all sides, on all of the different slices. right. Once you get them all in and you get each piece coated thoroughly, you kind of want to just let them alone for a minute. And you want to get basically a nice crust on them, and that's how they'll brown up. And then they'll have that nice creamy texture, that soft texture on the inside of the pieces, and then be nice and brown on the outside. So before we leave these alone, you can use onion powder if you don't happen to have an onion, but I had a good, nice onion here. So I went ahead and use that. A little paprika. A little bit of garlic powder. A bit of salt. And some pepper. All right, so we're gonna just let these go, let these cook up after I stir this in, and we'll check back in a couple of minutes. Okay, so we've let our potatoes cook for a while here. We're gonna go ahead and give them a split. Now you wanna kind of stand back a little bit, because they will splatter on you a little bit. See how they have such a nice golden brown. Oh, look at that, how nice. And you can see, as you're cooking these, when you flip them like that, you can see by the difference in the slices of potato, for instance, that they are beginning to cook through. So you'll see that they'll go from being very opaque to being a little bit translucent there. A little hard to see with this light. Here, let me see if I can turn on this light here for make it a little better. There you go. Just gives a little bit more translucence, and that's before they're fully cooked, where they'll go back to being opaque again. All right, so we're gonna let those keep cooking for a while, and we'll get ready in a little bit. We'll give them another flip. That's everything for our meal today. Thank you so much for tuning in today and cooking along with us. Really hope that you get something out of that. Give it a try. Let us know in the comments if you like that recipe, if you want to see more cooking videos. We'll see what we can do. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.